life, love, relationships.
Wait, we're gonna give away all our secrets?
Welcome to the Man Perspective
With K-Man.
and the Dawn. All right. Welcome to the Man Perspective. And today's topic is, do you think transgender persons is fair in the Olympics? Like, for example, you have a woman who transgenders into a man and they run an Olympics, or vice versa, a man who transgenders into a woman and now they're running in the women's race, running race or what have you, but they're actually a man with muscles and things like that nature, but yet they have feminine qualities or transition into a feminine. Is that fair?
Yes and no, right? So the way I kind of view it is if you compete and qualify to take part in whatever, I guess, Olympic event you want to take part in, and you fall within the threshold to qualify, but not off the charts, like you have a competitive advantage, I have no problem with it. But if you're going into it and say, the ideal range to qualify is, I'll just throw out some numbers, between 5 and 8, right? And everybody who is qualified at this point has fallen in between 5 and 8. If you qualify at a 10 or 11, you have a competitive advantage, right? And in my eyes, there's no fairness to it.
So do you think that the transgender athletes have an advantage when they competing at the Olympic level?
To me, it's more than that, though, too, because anybody who can train and have great endurance and be strong, it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, right? I've seen some female CrossFit competitors that make some dudes look like Gumby, and they have the drive, they have that hunger to achieve stuff.
Yeah, but if they're a transgender though, aren't they being shot with more hormones than need be? So for example, if you have a woman who's now competing with the men now, they're getting injected with more hormones or more male hormones than female hormones because that's what they drive into, right? To be more like a male.
Yeah.
So doesn't that put them at an advantage?
Well, see, I wasn't even thinking of it in that nature.
Like muscle mass and testosterone level is far superior than most other guys as far as what, testosterone they may have.
Well, see, that's the thing. I wasn't even thinking about it on that level, but since you bring it up, if they are using any type of synthetic medication that can act as a performance enhancement, then you shouldn't be allowed to compete.
But I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I just think they're doing it to keep their gender in line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But if you as a dude did TRT, right? Testosterone replacement therapy, you're still injecting yourself with synthetic testosterone, which is essentially steroids. So at the end of the day, it's still a performance enhancing drug. It may be a lot lower levels, and it may be just to replace what your body's not making naturally, and you're not, I guess we'll say, abusing it for performance.
I think steroids is totally, totally different because they're going out their way to enhance the performance at the Olympic level. You feel what I'm saying? They're actually going out their way to inject themselves to be stronger.
Keep in mind, like TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy, you're taking the same thing that a bodybuilder who does steroids in the gym would take. The only difference is the guy that's doing it in the gym to be a steroid bodybuilder is just taking more of it. Same compound though, right? It's still going to be like testosterone propionate or some form of synthetic testosterone. The only difference is when you're on TRT, a doctor is prescribing it for you to take a certain amount each day just to keep your testosterone levels in check. A bodybuilder who takes testosterone is taking more than what he needs, so he grows muscle faster. Same compound though. So since it's the same compound, My thought process is, yes, if you're taking a synthetic compound that could, regardless of why you're taking it, but could act as a performance enhancement or a performance enhancer, you shouldn't be allowed to compete, because right then and there is a possibility that you're going to have an unfair advantage. And to me, the Olympics, it just should be natural competitors, and whoever works the hardest.
Now, it's not to say that transgender is not working hard to get to where they're at. They have to train too. They have to train and they have to qualify.
Regardless of being male, female, transgender, whatever, regardless of any of that, if you've trained and you've put in the work, I don't see a reason why you can't compete.
Yeah, but wouldn't it put them at a disadvantage? Like if you have a man, right? He's born a man,
Yeah.
and he decides he wants to transgender into a female, and he's taking the testosterone or he's taking the hormones or whatever to be female, but he's actually a man, right? Man parts, man body parts, and so forth. They all line up. He lines up with the rest of the women.
Mm.
But he's a man, though. He's
Yeah.
transgender. He's a man.
Mm.
But he lines up with the rest of the women to run that race,
Yeah.
to run the 4x4 run or whatever, or 100-yard dash.
Yeah.
Does that transgender have an advantage? Because by body type, it's a man. Muscle mass, it's a man.
I mean, I don't personally think so.
And should that person be banned? Like, should they ban transgender athletes? Which is another issue, because if they have an advantage over everybody, maybe they should be banned. What do you think about that?
Me personally, I don't think they should be banned. I mean, if you want to compete, try out.
Because the women are going to say it's not fair. The women say, I'm running against this guy. Really? I'm not running against another woman. But there are other women who are strong, who may be stronger than that transgender.
That's true.
So is that a possibility that, hey, you may be transgender, but there's other women out there that got stronger muscle mass and stronger legs and can run faster and they're women. I mean, 100% women. Hormones and all.
There's always going to be somebody somewhere who says something isn't fair. So I say compete. Hey, K-Man, we've been on podcasts for a while now. Have we taken over the world yet?
What? I think so.
That's what I thought. The only show rocking every week with a new hot topic. The Man Perspective.
Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit us with a comment. And please hit us up at themanperspective@gmail.com. We want to know what you're thinking. And thinking is a beautiful thing on The Man Perspective with K-Man
and the Dom. I'm sure they all had to do drug tests. If you're tested positive, though, for some kind of performance enhancer, you're disqualified. Unless it's within the levels prescribed to you by a doctor. And then in which case, then it is what it is. But it depends on the event, too, because, there's some events that require great endurance. There's some events that require strength over endurance. And then there's, I guess, some events that require a mix of both.
You know what I think? Seriously, what I think? I think they should let all the athletes take all the steroids that they want, man. And let's find out who the heck is the fastest person and the strongest out there on Olympic level. That's all. That's all. Take all you want to take, and let's say who is strong enough, who's fast enough, and that way line them all up. And the one that crosses the line and breaks the record, hey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you get someone like Usain Bolt, who's from Jamaica, who can run the 100-yard dash in like 9 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? But if we let everybody take steroids, somebody do it in 5 seconds.
Maybe, yeah.
Somebody do it in 4. You know what I'm saying? Let them take as much performance enhancing drugs as they want to. Don't test them, and let's see who's going to be the fastest.
I don't know. I think they should keep it clean, though.
Oh, why? Let's find out who's the fastest. See who breaks the record. You know what I mean? Every year somebody should break the record. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think you should do it natural.
Next year it'll be 7. You know what I mean? You have to have somebody do it in 5 seconds. Why not? Shoot. Run the 100-yard dash in 4 seconds, man. Why not?
Oh,
That's
man.
that guy's fast, right? So world record, ain't nobody gonna break that unless they take more steroids. Let them take it. Why not? Let them take it. Let them all take it, and line them up and say, "Hey, whoever wins wins." That's the way I look at it. Why the hell not? That's what I say, man. Why not? Take all the doggone drugs, man. That way we can find who the best of the best is. Don't you think?
I think they should just keep it clean and just work their ass off to be great competitors. But I mean, we could go your route. It sounds like it could be interesting.
Man, let them take them doggone drugs like TikToks, man. You know what I mean? Swallow it and run on out there, man. And whoever got the best time, man. All right.
What's the name of that new podcast where they're talking about all the hot topics that most other podcasts won't talk about? The Man Perspective. Tune in, subscribe, like, and listen. Why? Because you got it. The Man Perspective with K-Man
and the Don. Well, hey, get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com and let us know how you feel on transgender. Do they have an advantage in the Olympics over everybody? We all would like to know. Or should we just all have them take whatever drugs they want to take and cross that finish line with the world record, as I suggested? On the Man Perspective. Now you heard our perspective. It's time to hear yours. Get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com.
or use the hashtag The Man Perspective.